Feeling so fly to be back on the TV to join you, amazing listeners who watch you from wherever you're viewing from right now. This is the Sports Ride. My name is Kizuki. Let's talk about sports on the show. But a whole lot of magic, miracle possibly did happen in the course of the weekend. But we just have to begin with some of them. I've got you on the show so much covered. Let's start from the Falcons news, where goalkeeper Chamaka Nadozi and forward Aziza Doshola headline a list of 22 players invited to the Super Falcons camp for this month Paris 2024 Women Olympic Football Tournament qualification fixture against the senior women national team in Ethiopia. Ethiopia will hold the first leg of the second round fixture in Addis Ababa on Wednesday, 25th October, with a second leg in Nigeria on Tuesday, 31st October. Ethiopia eliminated Chad in the first round of the series as nine-time African champion Nigeria drew a bye. Now the Super Falcons, who finished 8th the 32-team FIFA Women's World Cup final in Australia and New Zealand in the summer, also drew a bye to the third round of 24 Women's African Cup of Nations qualifying series after South Tome and Principe, senior girls, scratched the tie. Now the Falcons will be up against their counterpart from Cape Verde in the third round of that series at the end of November. Paris, France will host next year's Women Olympic Football Tournament. The Super Falcons played at the Olympic in 2000, 2004 and 2008 respectively. Yes, I'm a fan of the Super Falcons. There is a man that I love so much. Randall Waldrum is my friend. Now let's talk about another show on the game of Formula One. Red Bull star Max Verstappen won the third Formula One World Championship while still racing after teammate and sole title rival Sergio Perez crashed out of the Qatar Grand Prix sprint on Saturday. Mexican Perez needed to finish the top 3 places to keep the title officially open for another day with the main Grand Slam Prix on Sunday, but stated and also started 8th and dropped to 11th before the tangling with Alpine's Esteban Ocon on lap 11. The Red Bull was in the truck in the gravel with Perez stepping out. That meant Verstappen was, who we know was running in the 10th place at the first time. At the time was champion for the 3rd year in a row, no matter where he finished. And that Max Verstappen breaking records for himself, keeping everything cool in the world of Formula One. Like I say, if you're doing it right, then you have to be my friend. Now, on the show now, let's talk about football, magic of the game. You know something? Before the game in the Italian Serie A, where Roma was to play Cagliari away from home, there was an ultimatum given to Jose Mourinho that if you lose this game, you would definitely have to be fired. And I was saying, no, you don't have to do that to Mourinho. Now, Coach Mourinho for Roma side said he fully expects to work in Saudi Arabia one day after his compatriot Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo led the way by joining Al Nassr with a stream of players subsequently signing for Saudi Pro League teams. Now, the Portuguese coach seemed confident about moving to Saudi Arabia during an interview, according to reports owned by Saudi Embassy Group, saying, I will go to Saudi Arabia in some free time, but I'm convinced that I will work there. I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure of it. Mourinho 60 said recently that he had rejected a huge offer from Saudi Arabia in order to stay in Roma for a 3rd season after leading the team to win Conference League and also reach the UEFA Europa League final. But last July, he was also joined with the board of directors of Mali Academy, which works on talent discovery in Saudi Arabia. He has said it all. Mourinho, we know, might believe in. He got a big, huge offer from Al Hilal. I can't remember that during the transfer summer window, and he said, no, I'm not making any move. I'm going to remain with Roma. So if Roma knows what's good, maybe like an advice from Kizuki on the show this morning, they will have to keep Mourinho more because he's just a great manager. He's a top-notch, sensational manager. He knows the game very well. Look at Roma. Who should have known a Roma side will be the first ever to win the Europa Conference League? And now Mourinho's record is second to none. Now, away from that, Wayne Rooney stepped down as a coach for DC United shortly after the club was eliminated from playoff contention on Saturday night. The club also released a statement saying that the side had mutually agreed to part ways. DC United defeated New York City on Saturday night. My bad, sorry, not the Newcastle, the New York City in America. On Saturday night, although DC United had the chance to end the night in possession of the ninth and final Eastern Conference spot, the schedule guarantees that at least one club or the club will move above the black and red by the final, thanks to Montreal win against Portland on Saturday. Moving on, DC United finished 10-14-10 for the points, and Rooney only full season in charge as a player. Rooney had 23 goals and 15 assists in 48 matches for DC United back in 2018 and 2019 season. Now, let's talk about one man I love to say. His name is Paul Pogba, a guy everybody know we say he is going to win the Ballon d'Or. He was a potential guy. He had all the takes, he had all the stars, he had all the stats, he had all the contention to look into and say, yes, he's cool to go. Now, France 2018 World Cup winner Paul Pogba has failed drug test and has been confirmed after his B sample tested positive. Pogba was professionally suspended in September after his initial sample found elevated level of testosterone in his system. The 30-year-old was selected for random testing after Juve 3-0 win against Udinese on 20 August when he had been unused as a substitute. He found guilty of doping. The former Man United midfielder faces between 2 and 4 years. I'm so sorry for Pogba. Out of the game after his initial suspension in September, NATO Italian reporter told he had violated anti-doping rules when it found the prohibited substance, non-endogenous testosterone metabolites. And now the results were consistent with the exogenous, original target compounds, testosterone and a hormone that increase the endurance of athletes. Do you understand? Reacting to the initial suspension, Pogba's agent, Rafael Pimenta, argued that he never wanted to break a rule. Pogba left United on the free as an agent in July 2022 and returned to Juve, where he signed a 4-year deal. However, his return to the Serie A Giants has not only been memorable due to injury problems, which also saw him miss the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. This season, he has played a total of 51 minutes as a substitute in games with Bologna and Empoli, and that's for Paul Pogba. I don't know how this sounds. If you're a Pogba fan, you would know that this is a very bad one. You know, this drug thing, I don't know. It's not really cool for us to talk about drugs. I know a whole lot of athletes want to do that. We know about what happens in the world of athletics. That happens in basketball as well. They want to be energetic. They want to be out there. They want to contest playing the highest level. But we believe in natural strength. If you're being the natural guy, then that makes you amazing. Pogba was even trying to argue. The agent also Pimenta saying he don't know how this got. I mean, there's no intention for us to have Pogba on this way. But it is what it is. You just can't take away that. Right now, we might be seeing him go on a 2 or possibly a 4-year ban out of the game. Pogba is in his 30s, and there's no way this sounds cool for him. He's not like in the 20 guys to return back. He's a potential player. He won the 2018 World Cup in Russia, and that's for Pogba. Now, let's talk about what, man, I love to say, Xabi Alonso, who is now utilizing the Bayer Leverkusen side very well. And that's a man who is making wave right there. His name is Victor Boniface. Bayer Leverkusen close past Cologne 3-0 on Sunday to take the lead in the Bundesliga title race with just 6th win in 7 league matches. That's amazing. Xabi Alonso's team, who are still undefeated, scored twice in the first half through Jonas Hoffman and Jeremy Frimpong, and added a third through the club top scorer, Nigerian international prolific Victor Boniface midway through the second half. They are now on 19 points, one ahead of second place VfB Stuttgart, who too are in front of Borussia Dortmund, who are third. Now, do you know the great thing about the Bayer Leverkusen story? The good news about Bayer Leverkusen is the fact that Victor Boniface is a Nigerian. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to take side. I'm not trying to be sentimental. But we would give it to him. He's the club top scorer. He made a move to a new side. And the way he's adapted over time in a short period of time is great to see. Now, Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen have drawn a game. They've not lost a game, still running and still counting. But guess the team that drew against was the Bayern Munich side, Thomas Tuchel. You could say they are ready to go. Now, for Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham continues his devastating form with the Braves as Real Madrid tried to host Osasuna 4-0 to return to the top of the La Liga Saturday. Girona 1-0 win against Cadiz temporarily gave the Catalan Mainos a 1-point lead, but Madrid close to victory as Santiago Bernabeu to claim and also to reclaim their first place, with Vinicius Jr. and Uselu also scoring in the rout. Now, England international Jude Bellingham has been firing on all cylinders. The division top scorer was 8 goals, was at his unstoppable best once more again in the third round. Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti has shifted the former Borussia Dortmund player into a more attacking role behind 2 central strikers, and it has really paid dividends. It has really paid off after scoring a brilliant solo goal against Napoli midweek in the Champions League and adding 2 more against Osasuna. The midfielder now has 10 across both competitions in 10 appearances for Jude Bellingham. Do you know that it's not just about Jude now? It's about Ronaldo as well. Ronaldo had this stint with when he was at Madrid, and this guy has come to match up with Ronaldo. 10 games, 10 goals, and that's great to see for a young player who is new to the to the La Liga Santander, playing well. He turned down a lot of offers in the Premier League, and he said, "No, I would not be leaving for for Liverpool, for Man United, for Chelsea, for Arsenal, all of this club. I would remain here from Dortmund and move to Real Madrid. Now, in the Premier League, a story I've got to share with you. Tottenham Hotspur went top of the Premier League table with a 1-0 win over Luton Town on Saturday, despite playing the whole of the second half with 10 men. It was Vince Bissouma, the man international, with the red card. Dutch defender Mikel van der Ven scored the only goal for the game in the 52nd minute when he poked home a first-time shot after a cutback from James Maddison following the spot shot corner move. That man is doing great for himself, you know. Anke Postecoglou is really doing well. His name sounds Greek. He's an Australian international. Haven't made a move from Scotland, Celtic, and coming to the Premier League to do amazingly well. That's the magic of the game. Now Spurs remain unbeaten after 8 league games and are now 2 points clear of Man City and 3 ahead of Arsenal before those two sides meet on Sunday. Oh, sorry. That was a game that was played across the globe. Now they are currently top of the group. Talk about Tottenham Hotspur because City now come third. Arsenal are, second at the point with that win yesterday. So we could say it's a good one for, the Arsenal side again, the result yesterday against Brighton. Now away from that, Brighton and Hove Albion captain Lewis Dunk scored with a delta volley to cancel out Mo Salah brace for Liverpool as the Seagulls came from behind to grab a 2-2 draw in the Premier League on Sunday. The home side took the lead in the 28th minute with Simon Andrigra picking up the pocket from former Brighton midfielder McAllister and fired home, but Salah leveled in the 40th minute, ending a flowing move and trademark left foot finish. The Egyptian gave his side the lead from the penalty spot in the first half stoppage time after Dominic Szoboszlai was pulled down by Pascal Gross and Salah struck his shot to the left and keeper back to Wenger substitute Ryan Gravenberch, who came on for Harry Elliott at halftime, missed a golden chance to put Liverpool up in the 54th minute when his close-range effort from Szoboszlai passed Cannon back on the crossbar. Now, Dutch Gravenberch, who signed for Liverpool from Bayern Munich on the last day of the transfer window, made another fine chance in the 65th minute, but his shot lacked power and was easily saved. Brighton had their chance in the second half, and they howled from a penalty in the 69th minute as Kaoru Mitoma caught in from the right and unleashed a shot which they claimed hit the arm of Virgil van Dijk, but the referee disagreed. Now Brighton forced an equalizer in the 78th minute when Andy Robertson decided trying a clear solid match free kick, allowing defender Dunk to volley home, and that was a result for the Zerbi side. Now the VAR, we'll have to keep saying this, how consistent are they? Are they consistent enough? How well have they been doing this officiating of a team? I just would say, if you look back at that, go check the throwback again, you'll see the Zerbi has got every yardstick to say that the VAR are not doing right. We know the story. We know about the Diaz goal disallowed all the time from the Salah pocket pass. We know all of the stories. But what happened yesterday right there for the Brighton home, for the Seagulls side, you would say the referee or the officiating is looking very poor. And we know the Premier League is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, league in the world of football. But with the officiating going down drastically, there you could say it's a very bad one. Now, for Mauricio Pochettino, Chelsea secured the back-to-back Premier League victory for the first time, since March, after coming from behind to trash Burnley 4-1 on Saturday, looking to end a run of 4 successive home defeats on their return to the top flight this season. Promoted Burnley raced into a 15-minute lead with Wilson all the bets, scoring the first goal in English football to stun the visitors. Chelsea offered little in response until Amin Al-Dakil put through his own net in the most unfortunate circumstances 3 minutes before the break to get Mauricio Pochettino's teams get his team back level. Now, having failed to win in the last 19 matches when conceding the opening goal in the Premier League, a run dating back to October 22, Chelsea completed the turnaround early in the second half. Cole Palmer converting from the spot kick, a fine Sterling goal, and a fourth from substitute Nicholas Jackson put the game behind the host, lifting Chelsea to 9th in the standard, with Burnley remaining in the relegation zone with only one of the season. Now, let's talk about Man United, who needed 2 stoppage time goal from Scott McTominay to secure a dramatic 2-1 win over Brentford as Tottenham Hotspur went top of the Premier League with a 1-0 victory over Luton Town on Saturday. Both ran around Old Trafford at halftime, but United went in the break trailing Brentford, staring down the barrel of a 7th defeat this season in our competition. Defensive failures were exposed in the 26th minute when Casemiro gave the ball away and Victor Lindelof failed to clear, allowing Matthias Jensen to slot the goal under the body of keeper Andre Onana, who should have saved it. Unfortunately, Onana redeemed himself late on, pulling off 2 tremendous saves in a quick succession to set the stage for McTominay late intervention. Now, substitutes McTominay. I'll have to pause on this to call this name again. His name is Scott McTominay. He's a great player. You just want to give it to this man. Reasons are because we've seen him play this in the Euro. We've seen him play well for Scotland, for a Page team. And I think it's hard time, since you didn't let him go to West Ham to join the likes of Bowen and Susek, you have to give him more playing time. He came from the bench. You could call him a super sub. Rattled home in the equalizer after a goal mount scrambled in the 93rd minute, and it was not done yet. The towering midfielder needed again with a header in the 70th minute of stoppage time. The 7th minute of stoppage time to send the home fans wild and grab all 3 points for his side, who climbed to ninth in the table on 12 points ahead of, for them place Brentford, trailing to 92 for the 6 on the clock. This was the latest United have been behind in the Premier League game, which they came from the back. Now, the biggest game of yesterday, or you could say the biggest game yesterday, a whole lot of game happened. We know about the Granada getting a draw against Barcelona. We know about Roma winning Cagliari. We know about, Rene, or Rent, you want to call them in the League One, losing to Paris Saint-Germain. But let's talk about Arsenal, the North London side, having a win against the Pep Guardiola side for the 8 years of record has been broken. Substitute Gabriel Martinelli fired last-gasp, winning to hand Arsenal 1-0 victory over Man City on Sunday, a result that moved Mikel Arteta side 11 points with North London rival Tottenham Hotspur top of the Premier League. City had a better chance in the first half with Arsenal Declan Rice clearing off the line early on to keep the champions at bay as the hosts failed to register a shot on target. In the opening period, Arsenal upped the tempo after the break but still lacked that killer instinct in attack, with City still creating better opening even if the Premier League top scorer Erling Haaland was kept quiet all the afternoon. It was about William Saliba. That game, I would talk about it more hopefully when I return, but let me say this. Pep Guardiola started the game with fear, there's no doubt. And also, you might be a City fan, but don't get me wrong, I think Ilkay Gundogan has been missed. Rodrigo's impact in City shirt is just so great. He was missed yesterday, and we needed to see a Foden. So the manager played, he drops his bench guys, the wingers who can actually get a play, that Dodoko, the Jack Grealish. He wanted to play a midfield compacted game. We wanted the Foden and the Bernardo Silva to advance, to put threat to Ben White and Zinchenko, but the reverse was the case, where we did see a Foden dropping so deep to help Jose Cavadio, and also a Bernardo sending Rico Lewis up front. And for Arsenal, amazing start from Mikel Arteta. Jorginho, highly composed, played from the back, with Raya most of the time, even though he did escape that from Julian Alvarez. Then one man who happens to be my man of the match is Declan Rice. I know he was given to, that guy, Gabriel Martinelli, but it's on this note that I have to be signing out on the show. This is Voice of the People TV, and this is the Sport Ride. It's so nice being uniting with you again on the TV to talk about sports. But hopefully tomorrow happens to be another day. Don't go anywhere. More interesting programs coming your way. But for now, I'm signing out. Don't forget, if you're not doing it right, you are definitely doing it wrong. My name is Kizike. Peace, Lagos City.